You know that song Virtual Insanity that was everywhere in the 90s? Well, the guy who made it, JK from Jamiroquai, used that money to build a car collection that'll blow your mind. This isn't your typical rockstar garage filled with boring Lambos and Ferraris. No, this dude collects the weirdest, rarest, and most badass rides you've never heard of, and he actually drives them hard. If you're into insane car collections and rockstar lifestyles, smash that subscribe button because we're about to dive deep into some serious automotive madness. JK isn't your typical rockstar. Sure, he's got the hits, the fame, and the fortune. But while other musicians are buying yachts and private jets, this guy's been quietly assembling one of the most unique car collections in the world. We're talking about rides so rare that some of them are worth more than most people's houses. And here's the kicker. He actually drives the hell out of them. Jason Cheatham, better known as JK, is the frontman and founder of Jamiroquai, the acid jazz and funk band that dominated the 90s. Their first single, When You Gonna Learn, landed them a $1 million record deal with Sony. But it was Virtual Insanity in 1996 that really put them on the map. That song didn't just make JK famous, it made him rich enough to indulge his serious car addiction. And what an addiction it is. JK's love affair with cars can be traced back to those long road trips across the UK he took as a kid, following his mother, who was also a jazz musician, as she performed at various shows. Those endless hours on the road sparked something in young JK that would eventually turn into one of the most impressive car collections in rock and roll history. Let's start with the crown jewel of his collection, the Ferrari 275 GTB4. Now, most people would be thrilled just to own any Ferrari, but JK, he bought this beauty for his 40th birthday with money he made from Jamiroquai's success. This isn't just any 275 GTB either. This thing is powered by a 3.3-liter Colombo V12 engine that sounds like pure automotive poetry when it fires up. But here's where it gets interesting. JK didn't just park this thing in a climate-controlled garage to look at. No. This Ferrari has been featured in Jamiroquai music videos, specifically Cloud 9. Picture this, a multi-million-dollar classic Ferrari being used as a prop in a music video. That takes some serious balls. The car was originally finished in Giallo Yellow, but JK had it repainted in Grigio with gorgeous Bordeaux leather interior. It's like he took an already perfect car and made it even better. And if you think that's impressive, wait until you hear about his Ferrari 275 GTS. This 1965 beauty came to JK in Verde Pinot Green with tan leather interior, but it wasn't always that color. Originally, this car was Rosso China Red, but it got a complete makeover by DK Engineering in 2017. The car had already been restored once back in 1990 in Italy, so by the time JK got his hands on it, this thing was absolutely pristine. The 275 GTS was the convertible version of the GTB, and with its clean title status and manual transmission, it represents everything that made Ferrari great in the 1960s. Now, let's talk about something that'll make your jaw drop, his Ferrari F40. This is the car that every Ferrari fanatic dreams about owning. We're talking about a 1992 model in classic Rosso Corsa red with Stoffa Begonia interior. The F40 was Ferrari's last car personally approved by Enzo Ferrari himself, and JK managed to snag one. This beast pumps out serious horsepower and can hit speeds that would make your grandmother faint. The F40 was built to celebrate Ferrari's 40th anniversary, and with only 1,311 ever made, owning one puts you in a very exclusive club. But JK's collection isn't just about Ferraris. The guy's got taste that spans decades and continents. Take his Ferrari Enzo, for example. Only 400 of these were ever made, and somehow JK convinced Ferrari to sell him one. The Enzo was Ferrari's tribute to their founder, packed with Formula One technology and enough power to launch you into orbit. Most people who own Enzos keep them locked away like precious jewels, but not JK. This thing gets driven, and that's what makes him different from other collectors. Here's where JK's collection gets really interesting. He's got a Lamborghini Miura SV. The Miura is widely considered the first true supercar, and the SV version is the holy grail for collectors. These cars are so rare and valuable that most owners are afraid to even start them up. But JK, he featured one in the music video for All Right, which probably made Lamborghini executives either very happy or very nervous. The Miura SV was the ultimate evolution of Lamborghini's groundbreaking mid-engine supercar, with more power and better handling than the earlier versions. And speaking of Lamborghinis, let's talk about his purple Diablo SE30. This car became legendary after appearing in the Cosmic Girl music video. The SE30 was a limited edition version of the Diablo, with only 150 ever made. It was lighter, more powerful, and more aggressive than the standard Diablo. JK's purple example became so iconic that it's probably worth more now than when he bought it, just because of its music video fame. But here's a fun fact that shows just how hardcore JK is about his cars. He actually crashed one of his Lamborghinis during what was probably an enthusiastic driving session. Most celebrities would cry for weeks, but JK, he probably just went out and bought another one. That's the difference between a true car guy and someone who just buys cars for show. Now, let's shift gears and talk about his Aston Martin DB5. This isn't just any DB5. This is a Mark I Volante that appeared in the James Bond film Goldfinger. Yeah, you heard that right. JK owns an actual James Bond car. The DB5 is already one of the most beautiful cars ever made, but owning one with movie history, that's next level collecting. This particular car represents the pinnacle of 1960s British automotive engineering and style. But JK's taste isn't limited to European exotics. He's also got an Aston Martin DB6 Volante, which is like the DB5's younger, slightly more refined brother. The DB6 was Aston Martin's Grand Tourer, designed for long-distance cruising in absolute luxury. With its straight-six engine and elegant convertible top, it's the kind of car you'd want to drive across Europe with the wind in your hair. The DB6 Volante represents the evolution of Aston Martin's design philosophy, with improved aerodynamics and more interior space than its predecessor. Here's where JK's collection takes a turn toward the truly unique, his Maserati A6G. This is a car that most people have never heard of, but it's absolutely stunning. The A6G was Maserati's Grand Tourer from the 1950s, hand-built in tiny numbers with gorgeous Italian styling. Finding one of these in good condition is like finding a unicorn, but JK managed to track one down. The A6G represents Maserati's post-war renaissance, when the company was building some of the most beautiful cars in the world. And then there's his collection of Porsches. We're talking about a 911 Sport Classic from the 997 generation, and a 911R from the 991 generation.
I haven't had it long, actually. I've had it just a few months, and it's one of 16, I believe, and it's one of the few cars that you can have from 40 years old that still works every day. Get into it, get to the shop. You could drive this to down to Stuttgart and back with no problems at all, and that's what makes them so special.
The Sport Classic was limited to just 250 examples worldwide, making it incredibly rare. It featured a ducktail spoiler, classic Fuchs wheels, and a naturally aspirated flat-six engine that sounds absolutely incredible. The 911R was even more exclusive, with only 991 examples made. It was Porsche's tribute to the original 911R race car, with a manual transmission and no rear seats. Pure driving perfection. The 911R is particularly special because it represents everything that makes Porsche great. It's lightweight, naturally aspirated, and comes with a proper manual transmission. In an era where most supercars are going hybrid and automatic, the 911R is a throwback to when driving was a pure, analog experience. JK's example is finished in white with black leather interior, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But here's where JK really shows his unique taste. He owns a BMW 3.0 CSL. This car is a legend among BMW enthusiasts. The CSL stood for Coupe Sport Lightweight, and it was BMW's homologation special for racing. With its distinctive aerodynamic additions and lightweight construction, the 3.0 CSL was a track weapon disguised as a street car. Most people don't even know these exist, but JK has one sitting in his garage. The 3.0 CSL is considered by many to be the greatest BMW ever made, and owning one shows serious automotive knowledge. Now let's talk about something really special, his GMA T50. This is Gordon Murray's masterpiece, the spiritual successor to the McLaren F1. Only 100 of these will ever be made, and JK managed to secure one. The T50 features a naturally aspirated V12 engine, a manual transmission, and a center driving position, just like the F1. It's the ultimate analog supercar in a digital world, and JK's got one in silver with green leather interior. The T50 represents everything that Gordon Murray learned from designing the McLaren F1, refined and perfected for the modern era. Another surprising car in his collection is his Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione. Alfa Romeo only made 500 of these, and they're absolutely gorgeous. The 8C was Alfa's return to making supercars, with a Ferrari-derived V8 engine and stunning Italian styling. It's the kind of car that makes you fall in love with driving all over again.
On the left for me, I'll let you through now, okay? Hi, sweet. You okay?
The 8C Competizione was Alfa Romeo's halo car, designed to showcase what the brand could do when money was no object. JK's also got some serious German muscle in the form of an Audi RS 6 Avant GT. This is Audi's ultimate superwagon, a family car that can embarrass supercars at the drag strip. With its twin-turbo V8 engine and quattro all-wheel drive, the RS 6 Avant GT is the perfect car for someone who needs to haul stuff, but doesn't want to sacrifice performance. It's practical insanity, and it perfectly represents JK's eclectic taste in cars. And then there are the truly unique pieces in his collection. Take his 1958 Bentley S 1 Continental drophead, for example. This is old-school British luxury at its finest. The S1 Continental was hand-built by craftsmen who took pride in every detail. With its massive straight-six engine and elegant convertible top, it's the kind of car that makes you want to dress up just to drive it. The S1 Continental represents a time when cars were built by hand, and luxury meant something different than it does today. But perhaps the most interesting car in JK's collection is his Mercedes-Benz 300 Roadster. This is a car that screams 1950s elegance and sophistication. The 300 SL Roadster was the road-going version of Mercedes' legendary Gullwing Coupe, and it's absolutely stunning. With its fuel-injected straight-six engine and gorgeous styling, it's a true classic. The 300 SL was one of the first cars to use fuel injection, making it incredibly advanced for its time. JK's also got a Rolls-Royce Phantom, because sometimes you need to travel in absolute luxury. The Phantom is the ultimate expression of British craftsmanship and engineering. With its massive V12 engine and whisper-quiet cabin, it's like riding in a luxury hotel room on wheels. The Phantom represents the pinnacle of automotive luxury, and owning one is a statement that you've truly made it. And here's what makes JK's collection truly special. He actually drives these cars. While other celebrities keep their exotic cars locked away in climate-controlled garages, JK takes his out on the road. He's been spotted driving his various Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and other exotics around London and the countryside. These aren't trailer queens. they're actual driving machines that get used as they were intended. The guys even got a Ferrari 330 GT Vignale shooting brake from 1965. This is one of the rarest Ferraris ever made, a custom wagon built by the Italian coach builder Vignale. Only a handful of these exist, and JK's got one. It's like owning a piece of automotive art that you can actually use. The 330 GT shooting brake represents the ultimate in practical exotica, a Ferrari you could actually take on a family vacation. And let's not forget about his Lamborghini Aventador S VJ Roadster. This is Lamborghini's track-focused supercar, with the roof chopped off. The SVJ was designed to be the ultimate Aventador, with active aerodynamics, a naturally aspirated V12 engine, and enough downforce to stick to the ceiling. The Roadster version gives you all that performance with the added thrill of open-air driving. It's the kind of car that makes you question why anyone would ever buy anything else. What's really impressive about JK's collection is the diversity. He's got everything from 1950s classics to modern hypercars. There are Italian exotics, German precision machines, British luxury cars, and even some unique one-offs. It's like he's collected the greatest hits of automotive history, but with a focus on cars that most people have never heard of. But it's not just about the cars themselves, it's about the stories behind them. That Ferrari 275 GTB4 that appeared in the Cloud 9 video, it was previously owned by Jean-Cyril Rocher, who raced it in tour auto events in 1998 and 2000. The car has a racing pedigree that goes way beyond its music video fame. It's been on actual racetracks, competing against other classic Ferraris in some of Europe's most prestigious vintage racing events. And that LaFerrari that JK owned, it was finished in a unique signal green color, the only LaFerrari ever painted in that shade. Ferrari created this special color just for JK, making his car truly one of a kind. The steering wheel even featured the Jamiroquai logo, because when you're spending over $1 million on a car, you might as well make it personal. Unfortunately, JK eventually sold this unique hypercar, but it remains one of the most special LaFerraris ever built. JK's approach to car collecting is refreshingly different from other celebrities. He doesn't just buy the latest and greatest supercars to show off on Instagram. Instead, he seeks out unique, historically significant, and genuinely interesting cars. His collection tells the story of automotive evolution, from classic Grand Tours to modern hypercars, with a focus on cars that represent something special in automotive history. The guy's taste is impeccable, and his willingness to actually drive these cars makes him a true enthusiast. In a world where most exotic car owners are afraid to put miles on their investments, JK treats his cars like they were meant to be treated, as driving machines. He's been known to take his classics on long road trips, something that would give most collectors nightmares. What's also impressive is how JK has managed to keep his collection relatively private. While other celebrities constantly show off their cars on social media, JK keeps things low-key. You might catch a glimpse of one of his cars in a music video, or at a car show, but he's not constantly flaunting his collection for attention. This old-school approach to collecting is refreshing in an age where everything is about social media likes and followers. This approach has probably helped him acquire some of the rarer pieces in his collection. Sellers are more likely to part with truly special cars when they know they're going to someone who will appreciate and care for them, rather than someone who just wants to show off. JK's reputation as a genuine enthusiast who actually drives his cars has opened doors that might be closed to other celebrity collectors. The depth of JK's automotive knowledge is evident in his choices. Take his BMW 3.0 CSL, for example. This isn't a car that casual collectors know about. The CSL was BMW's homologation special for racing in the 1970s, built in limited numbers to satisfy racing regulations. It featured lightweight body panels, a stripped-out interior, and aerodynamic modifications that made it look like nothing else on the road. The fact that JK owns one shows he's done his homework and understands automotive history beyond just the obvious choices. His collection also includes some truly unexpected gems. The Lamborghini Diablo SE30 that appeared in the Cosmic Girl video wasn't just any Diablo. It was one of only 150 SE30s ever made. The SE30 was Lamborghini's celebration of their 30th anniversary, and it was significantly more hardcore than the standard Diablo. It was lighter, more powerful, and featured a more aggressive aerodynamic package. The fact that JK was willing to use such a rare car in a music video shows his commitment to actually enjoying his collection, rather than just hoarding it. This practical approach to car ownership extends throughout his collection. His cars aren't museum pieces, they're tools for enjoyment. He's been spotted driving his various Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and other exotics on public roads, something that many collectors would never dream of doing with cars worth millions of dollars. JK's influence on car culture extends beyond just his collection. The 1996 album Traveling Without Moving featured cover art that played on the Ferrari logo, replacing the prancing horse with the Jamiroquai logo. This wasn't just a design choice, it was a statement about JK's love affair with Italian supercars and his integration of car culture into his music. His cars have also appeared in multiple music videos over the years, introducing millions of viewers to some truly exotic machinery. The Ferrari 275 GTB4 in Cloud 9, the Lamborghini Miura SV in All Right, and the purple Diablo SE30 in Cosmic Girl all became iconic in their own right. These weren't just props, they were integral parts of the visual storytelling that made Jamiroquai's videos so memorable. The fact that JK has appeared multiple times on Top Gear's Star in a Reasonably Priced Car segment, often topping the leaderboard, proves that his love of cars goes beyond just collecting. He's actually a skilled driver who understands how to extract performance from a vehicle. This isn't someone who just buys cars for their investment potential. This is someone who genuinely loves the driving experience. JK's collection also represents different eras of his success. The early cars, like some of his classic Ferraris, were bought with money from Jamiroquai's initial success in the 1990s. Later editions, like the GMA T50, represent his continued success and evolving taste. It's a timeline of both his career and his automotive education. The diversity in his collection is truly staggering. From the elegant curves of his 1950s Mercedes-Benz 300 Roadster to the aggressive angles of his modern Lamborghini Aventador SVJ Roadster, every car represents a different philosophy of automotive design. He appreciates the handcrafted luxury of his Bentley S1 Continental just as much as the high-tech wizardry of his GMA T50. What's particularly impressive is JK's ability to spot future classics before they become widely recognized. His Porsche 911R, for example, was initially met with skepticism when it was announced. Many thought Porsche was crazy to charge so much for a car with no rear seats and a manual transmission, but JK understood what made it special, and now 911 rupees are worth significantly more than their original asking price. The same goes for his Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione. When it was new, many dismissed it as just another pretty face with a Ferrari engine. But JK recognized it as Alfa Romeo's return to making truly special cars, and now the 8C is considered a modern classic. His ability to see beyond the immediate reaction and understand a car's long-term significance is what separates him from casual collectors. JK's collection also includes some cars that most people would never think to buy. His BMW 3.0 CSL, for example, isn't the kind of car that typically appears in celebrity garages. But the CSL is considered by many BMW enthusiasts to be the greatest car the company ever made. It represents BMW's racing heritage and their commitment to building the ultimate driving machine. The fact that JK owns one shows his deep understanding of automotive history. Even his more modern choices show careful consideration. The Audi RS6 Avant GT isn't just a fast wagon, it's the ultimate expression of Audi's performance philosophy. It combines supercar performance with everyday practicality, making it the perfect car for someone who wants to go fast, but also needs to carry stuff. It's a choice that shows JK thinks about how he'll actually use his cars, Not just how they'll look in his garage. The GMA T50 might be the crown jewel of his modern collection. Gordon Murray, the designer behind the legendary McLaren F1, spent years developing the T50 as the ultimate analog supercar. With its naturally aspirated V12, manual transmission, and center driving position, it's everything that modern supercars aren't. It's a car for people who understand that driving is about more than just going fast. It's about the connection between man and machine. JK's willingness to sell cars is also noteworthy. Unlike many collectors who hoard their cars forever, JK has been known to move cars on when he's ready for something new. His LaFerrari, despite being unique, was eventually sold. This shows that for JK, cars are meant to be enjoyed, not just possessed. He's not building a museum, he's curating a collection of cars that he actually wants to drive. The fact that JK has owned multiple examples of some cars also shows his deep appreciation for certain models. He's had more than one Lamborghini Miura, and he's owned several different Ferraris over the years. When you find something you love, why not experience different versions of it? Each car, even if it's the same model, has its own personality and characteristics. JK's collection represents more than just expensive cars. It's a celebration of automotive art and engineering. Each car in his garage represents a different era, a different philosophy, and a different approach to the art of making cars. From the elegant curves of his classic Ferraris to the aggressive angles of his modern supercars, every car tells a story about human ingenuity and the pursuit of automotive perfection. JK's car collection is proof that true automotive passion knows no bounds. From classic Ferraris to modern hypercars, this guy has assembled one of the most diverse and interesting collections in the world. And the best part? He actually drives them like they were meant to be driven. His approach to collecting, focusing on historically significant, genuinely interesting cars rather than just the latest and greatest, makes his garage a true automotive treasure trove. If you enjoyed this deep dive into JK's incredible garage, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We've got more insane car collections coming your way, and trust me, you don't want to miss them. Which car from JK's collection would you want to take for a spin? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.